Welcome back to my channel. There is currently too many happening on the table for Tinubu to use against the North. Today, we understand that there are two critical things that has happened. One is with the Amukpito Ojo has finally been confirmed by Akpabio, and in fact, Akpabio was seen there eulogizing him in his Yoruba, what's it called? Eulogy. He was actually praising him with his Yoruba eulogy. While on the other hand, we saw how the America have asked Bola Ahmed Tinubu that, do you want your resources to be controlled and protected? Well, for some little negotiations, we will guarantee that. And what we have today is the Northerners do not want such a deal to happen ever. You see, the first thing is this. There's this very popular guy, the mayor of Texas, or should I say former mayor of Texas. He has been sent to Nigeria to unravel what has been going on in the north. He has been told to go in there, check the imbalance, the insecurity that has been meted against the Christians in the Middle Belt, right there into some part of southern Kaduna, even some part of southern Gombe and Borno. This guy has gotten all the documentations, he has gotten all the videos, he has gotten most of the things that he needs to present to Donald Trump. The only person who is stopping this now is Tinubu. So Tinubu is on the table of where he stands to decide the fate of this country. Would you, for the southern sovereignty, put it on the table that, okay, agreed, we want this and this and this, but the Nigeria must maybe peacefully dissolve or regionalize, or we would have your power backing when we want to push for constitutional reform against the British colonial masters. Or Tinubu will either say, I am not interested, I'll continue my one Nigerian system. It is all for it. For me, the thing I am looking at is before now in 2027, because Donald Trump will still be on board. Donald Trump's tenure will probably end in 2019, they're thereabout. Either 2019 or so. What I know is Tinubu will 2029. Sorry. What I know is this: Tinubu is still keeping calm, trying to understudy the body language of the northern leaders. He's still trying to make him, trying to make a sense. Will these people try to frustrate me? They have threatened all manners of calamities. In fact, they've said there will be civil war. They've said there will be, taking over of Asorok. There have been some people who are crying for military takeover, all from the north. Some of them are crying that all the resources from the south must continue to be used for the collective good of everybody. Why Tinubu is understanding this? He has the two weapons. He has these two options. And I will be dissecting this matter, choosing the best way that I want. Because I know that if there's a mistake going forward, by 2031, these elements, these northern structures, when they finally get back the power, they will ensure that never in the existence of the country called Nigeria will there be a time a southern candidate will have the capacity and the temerity to be able to threaten their long-standing Fulani hegemony structure. And here's my take. For me, so many people are saying that the Americans are exploiters. So many people are saying that Americans have perfected the method of deception. But for over 60 years, has the southern Nigeria not been exploited by the northerners? For over 60 years, since 1960, now it is almost 65 years. Has it always been the mantra that it is only one Nigeria when the resources are shared together? Is it not an exploitative system whereby you cannot behave in a particular way when you're in the north. But the northerners can come to your own territory, they will do and undo. The Seriki of Fulani will go to the police station. Within 5 to 30 minutes, that perpetrator of evil, as far as from the north, will be released. No. So for me, my own decision is clear. Very simple. Let us try to have a situation where the Americans will have a fair share. Because listen, even in the past, the Americans have always been the one in charge. Yes. And this time, we understand perfectly well that we cannot continue the same thing and expect a different result. It is total madness. It's total madness. This time, I believe that Donald Trump, no matter how imperfect he is, I believe Donald Trump can bring peace. But there's no peace. Nigeria, there's no peace. There's no peace. If there is peace, why can't we see Sheikh Tinubu's 1 million Bibles being distributed openly on the street of North? Why have we not seen it? We only heard it audio that they want to share 1 million Bibles. Audio. I said, if there is peace, why can't we see them share Bible at, interlands of Zamfara, of Sokoto, and they have a placard and say that 1 million free Bible for you. Come and have your own. Why can't you see that? So why do we have to keep pretending, telling ourselves lies? Why should we continue to live a life of deception? Why shouldn't I say that as a southerner that Tinubu is, if there is anything Tinubu will do that forever and ever in the existence of this contraption, for it will be remembered and it will be put in a place of honor, it might even have a statue raised, is if he can seal a deal with the USA. If he can go and meet them and say, listen, while we have the insecurity, we need your help. But these are the things that you have to do. Nigeria will not be the first country that will do it. Nigeria is not the first. The likes of Singapore, the likes of Qatar, the likes of Afghanistan, these countries went to America for security cover, and America just said, you will give me some percentage of your resources. And today we know how Qatar is. We know how Qatar is. Then under the Saddam Hussein or I think it's Saddam Hussein, when he was running rampage, he was invading all the Arab nations. Then we had the Arabs, in the holding days of Babangida. America invaded, went to Qatar, and he chased back the Afghanistans and the Iraqis, chased them away. To today, the Americans are the one in control of the security of Qatar. But you cannot tell me that Qatar is not a sovereign state. You cannot tell me that Qatar is not a rich country. You cannot tell me that Qatar, as it stands today, will buy the whole of Nigeria without a flinch. You cannot. We just carry population now, empty brains, empty pockets. Now, all of us, they pick us one by one. They fling us upside down like this. Nothing will come off our pocket. Poor people. But you see, now there's a campaign. The North are saying that Tinubu must avoid Trump. Trump seems to be anti-North, anti-Islam. It should not be, no deal, no negotiation. Nothing should be held with Trump because Trump is anti-Palestine. Hence, he would definitely be anti-Nigeria. What a pity. Well, if Tinubu decides, I am only, saying my own side of the story. If he decides he should do that, but what I know is it is beyond getting Amokpito as the Inec chairman. Amokpito will guarantee an election, of course, that Tinubu will not be disadvantaged. That we all know. We all know. The system will, at the end of the day, favor the incumbents. That we all know. Amokpito will not go there and do otherwise. If he does otherwise, there are so many things that can happen to him. Are you with me? So that one, but beyond 2027 into 2031, we must begin to understand that the fight for one Nigeria is because the resources is being enjoyed by some people who do not owe anything Yes, they might have large vast of lands. Yes, all these things they have it. But you see, what we understand is the one Nigeria mantra is a resource exploitation by the northern oligarchs, and these are the issues. So when they tell us, when there are arguments that we Nigeria must do away with the likes of America, Oga, speak for your own region, people. Speak for your region. If we have a country like Biafra today, oh, you think if we have Yoruba nation, Yoruba nation will not do business with America? Are you kidding me? China would not become whatever they are today if they had not welcomed America. Yes, of course, America exploited their cheap labor. But for 10, 15 years, where is China today? Singapore, of course, welcome America, welcome the Western institutions and companies. For over a period of 10 to 15 years, their cheap labor was equally exploited. However, they were not exploited to be destroyed. They were exploited and then they improved. And yet today, Singapore happens to be if not the richest in Asia, one of the most advanced. I mean, top 4 5 in China, in Asia today. You would call China, you would probably call Singapore or Japan. Even before the likes of North Korea, South Korea, Malaysia, you would have seen Singapore up there. Oga, na person, show me your friend, I will show you who you are. There are so many people that America has helped. I cannot start saying that China has done more than America. No, it's a fallacy. I cannot say that. It's a fallacy, a total fallacy. We all know that America is the way to go. And for me, I know that there are so many issues on the table why Tinubu might want to resist to work with Donald Trump. But beyond 2031, and Tinubu must begin to see it, because now that we are seeing that the northern influencers are shouting, saying that nobody can threaten Nigeria sovereignty. No American CIA agent can. What we have at the northern borders, is it America that is threatening us? No, tell us. You have to understand that if America wants to take our resources, they won't even have to go through that route. They wouldn't have to go through all those insecurity routes. So let us stop these shenanigans. Let us stop it. Hey, on the issue of Amukpito, I am waiting for the northerners who have threatened to cause chaos. It don't finally happen, oh. Akpabio now don't sign Ojo. Ojo has assumed office by maybe tomorrow next now. He goes as in fact they've confirmed it. So he is officially the Inec chairman. So what is there to we dey wait? We are waiting for the case of chaos that they said they will bring upon Nigeria, as if anybody will stop them at this stage and time. Well, let's listen to Akpabio with Amukpito together.
The problem, the question I'm asking, nobody has answered. The question I asked is, we have an act of parliament in existence called the Electoral Act. Am I right? Now we are seeking to amend it to bring it in line with the aspirations of Nigerians. Of particular to me is the fact that I was cheated in 2019 elections. And we went to court, and the court annulled the election. And in annulling the election, the court said the mutilations were terrible, and that whoever was the returning officer was a danger to civility and must be prosecuted. So the court ordered the prosecution of the electoral officer. But instead of prosecuting the resident electoral commissioner, they rather prosecuted the returning officer, a professor from University of Calabar, who had done 34 years in service. And he was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment. The same Inec resident electoral commissioner, working with some cohorts, changed the story and said the man was trying to assist Senator Godswill Akpabio. If the man was trying to assist Senator Godswill Akpabio, how come they burnt my votes in my local government? How come I was not announced as the winner? I kept quiet. So if we are amending the Electoral Act, the real offenders must be held responsible. Because at the level of a returning officer, the man can only announce what is collated from the collation centers. But a situation whereby the resident electoral commissioner sends security men to go and hijack the announcement to his office, which is against the Electoral Act. And then the court says the person who committed this offense should be prosecuted, and they prosecuted the wrong person. So we must also look at what Inec is doing. Inec should be held responsible for certain infractions in the Electoral Act. All the rumors and all the misconceptions and everything, I want to, anybody who has sense will ask the question. If the returning officer was trying to assist Senator Godswill Akpabio, how come the votes were hijacked to...
Section 155 is an independent body. And it is one of the commissions that is on first line charge. But one of the problems we've had with independence on its own and autonomy has to do with the practicality in terms of finances. I have not taken over to know the nitty-gritties, but I want to say from past experience, although it has been legislated that funds should be released at least a year before the election, but you find out that this does not come in time, and then the envelope system still makes the institution to be constrained financially. And then there's sometimes what we call ignorance of authority and power. The Constitution has granted you autonomy, but it's possible you are even ignorant of the autonomy. So we will look at the spirit and the letters of the Constitution, as well as the laws made by the National Assembly, to use our knowledge to ensure that Inec is independent. And we'll have an audit to see what are those factors, and we shall deal with them accordingly. I can give that assurance, Excellency.
This is for President Tinubu. I have an idea for you, sir. The truth's coming out about the U.S. involvement in the launching and fueling and hiding of the whole humanitarian crisis driven by Boko Haram and other groups. But here's the deal. You have a deal maker in the White House now, and a man who's really tried to do good and right the wrongs of this country. I know the average Nigerian street vendor is a better deal maker than most Americans, but Donald Trump's a good one. And here's what I would propose you do. First, come out, expose everything you know about this to the light. And then make a proposal to Donald Trump. Say, sir, y'all did this, we will forgive you, but you need to come and help us fix it. Call on the U.S. to drive out all the insurgents, bring justice, resettle and protect the IDPs, bring restoration and justice. The United States, working with you, can do this, and we can do it rapidly. And then, two, put in safeguards to ensure that Nigeria's autonomy is always protected and respected. Nigerians, left to their own devices, can do wonderful things and build a great nation. It's a lot of the foreign meddling that causes these problems. Let's put an end to that. You and Donald Trump can do that. And finally, let the United States have first shot at your minerals, but do it in a way that's guaranteed to be clean and above board, corruption-free, and the benefits of it go directly to the community and not to the corrupt few. Donald Trump is a deal maker, and that's a good deal for you, and it's a good deal for us. I would encourage you to reach out to him and do it. We can fix this together.